What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome, welcome to Midnight Madness, Episode 6. From the creators of Midweek Madness, alright, we bring to you Midnight Madness Live. I am the social media hype man, aka Terrance A. Collins Jr., aka Mr. Inspired Mind. The first gentleman I want to introduce, alright, special guest speaker tonight for you guys, alright? This gentleman right here, whew, man, I don't even know if it's possible to put into words all of this gentleman entails, alright? This gentleman right here is just, when it comes to personal development, when it comes to empowering, uplifting, and inspiring the people, your favorite guest speaker is trying to get to his level. This man is the legend killer because he exposes the truth. All right, he puts your favorite superhero in timeout, and this man is able to rearrange belief systems and rebuild them on a global aspect. And this is all before this man even gets out of bed. Chevis, say what's up real quick to the people.
What's up? Hey, this is Fearless Lovemore, also known as Chevis Reed. Just here to be the change I want to see in the world. I want to thank these gentlemen for having me out here. I'm excited to make it happen.
Definitely. And the next person I want to introduce to you guys, all right? The D in DMT. Look, man, I said it once, I'll say it again. All right, this gentleman right here is not about having that faith that moves mountains with this gentleman. All right, this genuine, with his mind is able to manufacture enough monumental momentum that creates enough movement to rearrange galaxies. All right, I said it once, I'll say it again. If you ever looked at the constellations, this was this man trying to leave a roadmap. They say success leaves clues, and that's what the constellations are. It's him leaving a roadmap that's going to last for generations to see and be able to try and trace back to the success of this supernova we have on the line right here. Say what's up, Mr. Irving, aka Sir BGS, founder of the Titan Squad.
What up? What it is, what it will be, people, is D. Irving, aka Sir BGS, here, properly prepared to approve this message. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about to go down. Thank you very much for having me on.
And again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Terrance A. Collins Jr. A lot of you guys know me as the social media hype man, aka Mr. Inspired Mind. And ladies and gentlemen, all right, we get a lot of questions. All right, and usually we like to address things based on a premeditated state. All right, to help you get from where you are to a better future. Today, we need to address a couple different things. And so, why is it that people usually ask the question about the situation after the fact? Was the number one question that we would have as a response to a lot of what we get, via social media, email, phone calls, texts, people we're coaching from the videos we make and all that stuff. What's the number one question that we would ask you guys in return? What did you expect? What do I mean by that? You come to me, well, look, this happened, or this keeps happening, and that happened, or this person said that, or this place had this effect on me, or this thing didn't happen the way I wanted it to. Well, what did you expect? You see, I am where I am today, 100% self-accountability, based on my thoughts, my actions, and my decisions of the past. So, if you're complaining, look, man, my job sucks. I've been there for 3 years and ain't nothing changed. Well, what did you expect? It's been 3 years. If ain't nothing changed, why would you still be there expecting something to change? You know, if nothing changes, nothing changes. Well, Terrance, I got a DUI, man. So you were drinking and driving? What did you expect? You know, my girl left me. So everything was perfect at home? Nah, it was terrible. Well, what did you expect? You know, what are you crying for? You know? Michael Jordan didn't win championships because he did not expect to win championships. You see what I'm saying? Every one of those rings Michael Jordan got, he expected to get. And when he did not get a ring, he had to reassess his situation, reassess his person, reassess his team, his surroundings, his environment, and make some changes. So his life caught up to his expectation. So it caught up to his belief system. All right? What I find the number one problem that people have is simple. You can't put your expectations on me because you have no control or power over me. The same way, you can't be putting your expectations on exterior sources. 100% of the time, you put your expectations into people, places, and things not named yourself. If they're not there in the mirror with you, you can't put expectations on them. Your feelings are destined to get hurt. But where I'm going to go with it is I'm going to pass the mic. I know these two gentlemen got some stuff they want to say, and then y'all know the party's going to get going. Let everybody get their opening thoughts out, then we jump in, and boom, we're ready to go. So where I'm going to take it to right now is I want to say I'm going to take it to Georgia, but that's not even saying nothing because both of these gentlemen are in Georgia right now. So we're going to take it out, all right, to a place in which this is just so crazy. All right, it's just so crazy that Fearless Lovemore himself was on the line because earlier today I asked myself, right, said, man, you know, a lot of people act like they're not scared of nothing. They don't have any fears in life, right? And somebody, you know, you can ask one person, you know, like, what are you afraid of? And they say nothing. Like, oh, so you're fearless, right? Because usually the person who says that they want to be a tough guy. I'm a tough guy. I ain't scared of nothing. Oh, so you're fearless. Yeah, well, when you break that word down, fear less, it just means less fear. So if you say, I'm fearless, I'm less fear, right? So what you're really saying is that there's less of a reason for people to fear you than anybody else, anything else, any place else. And so a lot of times when people say that, people have that tendency to laugh because they're a living contradiction of what they're saying. And so if you guys really want to see what fear less, love more, right? Those two words right there pretty much mean the same thing, but together it's just so powerful. Your subconscious mind is asking for a blessing. And I just want you guys to understand something, that this gentleman right here pours his heart into the mic, into the pen, and into people. If I told you all things this man, you know, decided to do without, to be better to inspire and empower and help you people, you would think he was crazy. All right, so no more from me. I'm going to pass the mic to the epicenter of Fearless and Lovemore, all combined into one. Take it away, sir.
All right, man. Appreciate the introduction. What we talking about is expectation. Well, what did you expect? I think it all starts with, the problem is a lot of people just have mediocre expectations of what their life is supposed to be like. You know, most people, when you ask them, when you talk to them about what are their expectations for their life, they don't have expectations of greatness. You know, they have wishes for greatness, but they have expectations of average. And your expectations are going to play an important role in whatever success you're going to find in life, because they're going to give you two things. Your expectations are going to give you confidence. When you expect to succeed, you're going to have confidence in whatever endeavor that you are undertaking. And they're also going to give you preparation, because when you expect to succeed, you're going to prepare like you succeed. When you expect to get an A on a test, you're going to study like you're going to get an A on the test. You know, you're going to go to class and listen like you're going to get an A on the test. When you expect to get a C, you're going to study like you're going to get a C. So it's all about confidence and preparation. And do you have expectations for greatness, or you have mediocre expectations? Because like Terrance said, it's about accountability. And most people, they have mediocre expectations. When things turn out mediocre, they want to ask, well, you know, what happened? What went wrong? And they want to get frustrated with their circumstance. But don't get frustrated with your circumstance. You know, get frustrated with yourself, because you didn't expect better from yourself. Because you're going to manifest in life whatever you expect. And if you're not getting the results you want, the first place you need to look is in the mirror. Because, you know, the first thing you have to do in order to change your life is you have to change your expectation. You have to change that vision of what you see in your future, of what you see yourself being. You know, you have to expect more from yourself, because people are going to tell you, you know, what you can and cannot do. People are going to set expectations from you. And the quality of your life is going to be determined by whether or not you're going to set your own expectations for yourself, or whether or not you're going to allow yourself to be defined by the expectations of others. I'm going to go ahead and pass this one along.
Man, the place we're taking it next, you already know where it's about to go. Like, oh my gosh. Like, man, Fearless just dropped so many nuggets. I know Sir BGS was over there thinking, so now he has to get on the mic. He has to drop some volume, because when he thinks black holes are created, and now it's time for him to restore some balance in the universe. There you go.
Yeah, that what was just said to you guys, man, that was definitely deep, and that was real. Like we talk so much about, since we're talking about expectations, and we're talking about the expectations of other people compared to the expectations you have for yourself. I hope you understand that the expectations you have for yourself will always be greater than the expectations people have for you. Let's just be clear about that. The minute you allow someone else's thoughts to hold a higher level of weight than you do on yourself, you're really not going to be able to do anything or achieve the things that you really want to achieve. The reason why I say that, I bet people are like, what are you talking about? Why would you say that? When you hear someone put expectations on you, you begin to start judging whether you can live up to those expectations from someone else. Because then all of a sudden, it's not a thing of you battling yourself or saying, you know what, because this person said that I can do it, I'm going to be able to do it. You start to basically look at yourself like, well, can I live up to that? And if you start to look at yourself like, well, can I live up to that? The minute you start questioning yourself is the minute that you're already going to fail. You should never question yourself. You should always believe that the expectations you have on yourself are greater than the expectations anybody can put on you. Because honestly, to tell you the truth, your expectations of yourself are a lot more important than the expectations of anybody else. And it's funny because we talk about what do you expect? That was the question. Like, what do you expect? If you walk into the middle of the street, into oncoming traffic, and you complain when you got hit by a car, what exactly was the outcome you were thinking? Like, what did you think that the car was going to pass through you? When you get in the ring with Mike Tyson and you slap him in the face and talk about his mama, did you expect not to kiss the mat? So when you take on a project, you take on an opportunity, you take on business, anything it is you're actually doing, and you don't put in 100%, are you expecting to get 150 when you don't even put the required 100% to get what it is that you want out of that situation, let alone out of life? What you put in, and you hear this all the time, what you put in is what you receive. So don't expect anything different if you're not giving your all in whatever it is that you're doing. And the fact is, a lot of people think that when they get into something, the first thing that they're doing is they're questioning themselves. That's the reason why you don't see a lot of people actually putting in 100%, because they question themselves in that endeavor. So they begin to, you begin to wonder, do I have the potential to be able to see the success that I want? Do I have what it takes to be able to take this situation and turn it into something that I really want? Do I see myself being able to achieve this? Now, SMH, social media hype man, has said this, and he said this on a lot of occasions. We are not human thinks. We're not human maybes. We are not human, well, let's see what happens. We're human beings. Not human doings, we're human beings. For you to be able to achieve what it is that you want to achieve, you have to see yourself as that, point blank, period. You have to be that. And when you actually put that energy into being what it is that you want to be, when you start to expect that, then you all of a sudden you're going to be expecting yourself to be that level of success. I don't care if you have $5 in your pocket or 5 million. You have to see yourself being what it is that you want to be. And then things will start to happen in accordance. Because then you're going to start putting the energy, the grind, the effort necessary to getting to what it is that you know you will be. So I'm going to cut off for a second. I'm going to go ahead and pass that on. We'll get into more to me a little bit later.
Oh, there we go. It's muted. Man, you guys are just whoo. And I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. That Sir BGS decided to touch on how can you expect to get 150% if you're not even putting in 100. That was nasty. That was absolutely utterly disgusting. Like somebody just threw up if they looked in the mirror. Man, right? Because that's all right. Before I get into that, I'm gonna do something a little bit, slightly bit different. All right, Sir BGS, I have a question for you.
What's up, man?
Now, what do you expect out of your life?
You know what? Honestly, and I can be honest with the people, and I'll be honest with you. Where I'm at now, I expect great things, because I'm starting to see a certain level of greatness, and we talk about greatness a lot, especially when we start getting into these type of businesses. We start surrounding ourselves with people that people of like minds and people that see really big things or expect really big things. I expect that my life is going to yield leaders. I'm going to be building leaders. That is what I'm going to be doing, because I see myself as one. So I expect nothing less than what a leader is supposed to do. And I know for a fact that if I don't put in that effort, it's not going to happen. So I expect things bigger before I even see them in front of me. I know my vision. I know what it is that I'm going to be. I know exactly what it is that I'm going to be, because I'm starting to exhibit that. my vision is crazy. Honestly, to tell you the truth, it might take an hour to drop down exactly what my vision is and where it is that I plan on seeing things happen. All I can really say is I expect nothing but absolute splendiferous greatness. It's so I had to make the word up. Straight up. Like that's why I see it. I had to make the word. It's about to be absolutely crazy. I see myself being able to touch lives that are going to touch lives that are going to touch lives. And I say this all the time, reach one, reach the world. And that's real. So when I touch that one person, when I reach that one person that is going to reach out to 10 people, that's going to reach out to 1,000, that 1,000 is going to reach out to 1,000,000. It's going to come across where the person that I talked to yesterday that's in Georgia is probably going to have some connection with somebody in the Amazon. I swear on everything. I see it happen. I see it happening. That you go on, go ahead. Straight up.
Fearless, I'm gonna ask you the same question.
So, what was it? What do I expect from my life?
Yep.
First of all, I just want to say salute Sir BGS, man. You can hear from the way he spoke that was a man who did not let his current circumstances determine his expectations. His expectations were bigger than, where he was at now. And that's what it's all about, setting big expectations. And like him, I got big expectations for myself. I expect myself to be continual progress. I expect myself to develop a strong habit of progress, of getting better each day. Every morning I wake up, I want to be better than I was yesterday at whatever it is that I'm doing. I expect myself, I'm in the business of human development. I'm in the business of human potential. I'm helping people reach their best. I expect myself to lead and be a part of a movement that creates a change in the way we think, a change in our cultural expectations. We need to change what we expect from our world, because we look around and people pretty much expect things to be terrible, and we manifest these things because we expect them. And if we could just change how we look at things, our perspective, and change our expectations of what we want to get out of this world and what we expect to put into it, then we're going to change the world. I'm a world changer. Just like this gentleman here, I'm a world changer. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to change the way we think, the way we talk, the way we live. And that's what I expect from myself, to be a leader, to lead by example. So when people look at me, they say, that's a man with big expectations. That's a man that's changing the world.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Wow. I love those responses. I love those answers. The people definitely need to see those examples. For me, this is one of those things. All right, we are where we are, 100% based on self accountability. But here's the problem with self accountability: is most people, right? You say you're responsible. But on the other hand, you could say it's not your fault because you don't know what you don't know, right? But where the power comes back to the person, because if you're powerless and you accept being powerless over life, then that just means whatever happens, you're down for. If you accept being powerless, that means you might as well not have any ambitions or goals in life. And the reason being is because you've already accepted you're powerless over life. So it doesn't matter what comes about, what things bring about, who you meet, where you go, the things you do. It doesn't matter because you've already given up power. So whatever happens is out of your control. And you now become a person that exists rather than live. All right, and I said it before, is most people spend their whole life wondering if there's life after death. Why do you spend your entire lifespan waiting to find out if you get the green pass to live? That's absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. Now, so where you get the power back is you don't know what you don't know until you know that you don't know it, right? That until, that contingency, until you know that you don't know it. And then at that point in time, you now know it. How do you find out what you don't know? Well, you gotta be willing to do things that you've never done before. If you've never done something before, chances are you don't know how to do it, right? Because nothing great ever came from a comfort zone. We are driven by fear. Nobody has ever won the lotto and was pissed off, went to work, shot their boss, and then decided to plan a terrorist attack because they were upset that they won the Mega Millions. Right? Nobody throws a temper tantrum when they get exactly what they want, how they want, when they want it. Anger is not an emotion. People say, oh, that person has attitude. Everybody has an attitude. Right? So when you're saying that, you're not really talking about nothing. You sound ignorant.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Those are simple things right there.
Mm-hmm.
Anger and attitude are not emotions. And first off, an emotion is not a feeling. All right? You see, right now, I'm petting my dog. That's a feeling right there. I can tell you how that feels. That is a feeling. Right? Feelings. There's no such thing as a bad feeling. But Terrance, you burned your hand. Isn't that a bad feeling? No, not if I burnt my hand by touching a door handle and I found out that the house was on fire. You see what I'm saying? The emotions are the exact same way. Right? So how do I get angry then, Terrance? Well, since we've already established that if you want to Mega Millions, when you put your last dollar in and said, this has got to be the time I win it, and you get home and they announce the winner and it's you, you're not starting a riot. You're not punching people in the face. You're not ready to just tear up the place pissed off. That means that you feeling adverse, which is not really you feeling adverse, is you responding adverse to an emotion, means it was an emotion that you did not necessarily want. Doesn't mean it was a bad emotion, it's just an emotion. All right? So what that means is that you have this fear. When you're feeling some type of way, it starts from a fear of not getting what you want or losing something you already have. Or you did not get something you wanted, or you lost something that you wanted. So if you want to literally never respond adversely ever again in life, the way to do it is master changing the things you want instantaneously. If you took my wallet from me and there was nothing I could do, if at that exact second in time I decided I didn't want that wallet or any of its contents, I have no reason to be upset. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
No reason to be upset. Now, this fear, these comfort zones, the only time people usually apply this is when they get an opportunity to be a brand new person, but they don't understand what that's going to take. Because they'll talk about, man, if I just had an opportunity, if I just had a shot, if I just had a mentor, if I just had a chance. And then that comes. And they have this fear of the unknown. What if it does not happen this way? What if it doesn't work this way? But they're the only one who can set the expectation for themselves, so they're letting themselves down instantaneously. They're fearful of not being able to be them because they don't practice being them, right? So now they have this fear. And out of this fear, say, man, you know what? I don't think I really want that anymore. No, I know I was just complaining about my current craft and my current path and my current life trajectory. I know I've just been complaining about that, but now that I have the opportunity to be something different, maybe I don't really want that. So I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. And a week goes by and they're complaining about that all over again. Well, when you pass up an opportunity for change, what do you expect a week later when nothing changed from the week before? You don't know what you don't know. You can't make an informed decision if you don't understand the information itself. All right? If you don't understand the information itself, how can you make an informed decision? Informed, the ED is past tense, as in comprehension of the information. So the number one problem with expectations is people are walking around lying to themselves, saying that they're making an informed decision, but they lack information. Therefore, they cannot be making a past tense when they don't even understand the current circumstances and situations. So now that right there is a contradiction in which their future is not going to turn out any type of way that they would have planned themselves. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
If you don't understand the current, but you're speaking from a past tense, how can this information be beneficial at all for your future? How can you have a future if you don't even understand right now and you're speaking about the right now as if it was the past?
Mm.
And so when you're feeling some type of way, you lack information, but you are making an informed decision, an informed response, even though you lack the inform part of informed. You are saying what you're putting out there, what you're speaking out there, is from a future place and time, right? So if you're feeling some type of way and you're fearful right now and you're speaking about right now in the past tense, that must mean that you are further along in time than the situation that's in past tense. That means you just apply all of that energy to your future. And however long you're comprehending it with the I don't know that went through your head to allow you to make an informed decision to turn it down. If it was a 6 months from now, I don't know type of deal, that just means that you just spoke complete bullshit upon yourself for the next 6 month increment in life.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 months down the road, because that's the time frame that you think in, that you conjure and you manifest in. That's the timeline of your belief system. I'm going to ask you, well, what the hell did you expect? I could have told you this was going to happen based on where we were 6 months ago. No, that's real. You know, and for me, I asked you guys a question, well, what do you expect out of life? And for me, what do I expect out of life? First off, this is crazy. These episodes that we're doing, midnight on a Saturday night, it's crazy because we get a decent number of views on it, decent number of viewers. I think ET said on his first episode he had like 40 views. First episode he ever did. And the first one we did, it was nuts. Cause Monday morning I looked at it, I'm like, yo, we got more views than ET had on his first episode. Okay. Okay, because we didn't announce it, we didn't promote it, we don't announce extended month period out, any of that. Like, nah, we don't even start it at the same exact time all the time. You know, it's kind of we just drop it on social media real quick. And I purposely didn't drop it in one place where I would have had 200 views on it right now. That would have saw that we were live. Um, you know, it's a different event every week, so it's not even like people are coming back to the same place, which we're actually working on having a permanent home on the web, so you guys can just come in and plug into each episode. You know, you guys are able to come back on repeat. You know, because the where we are now, pride and ego ruins more men than anything else. And it's not a pride and ego thing with us. We're here to speak from a place of humility. But it hit us that doing it this way, you know, that we thought we were making the most informed decision, which starting off perfect. But looking long term, asking ourselves what do we expect with the visions we have looking long term, we're doing a disservice to the people if we get to episode 6 and you guys are still searching for, you know, a YouTube event. That would be a disservice to you guys. All right? That's like you show up for work on Monday at 8 a.m. Tuesday, you come in at midnight. Wednesday, you come in for 15 minutes. You know, you come in to take a break. Thursday, you don't show up, and on Friday, you want a paycheck. That's crazy. And some of you guys are plugged in thoroughly. You know, what usually happens is we get off of here, and 15 minutes later, my inbox goes crazy. Anywhere from 10 to 20 people are like, hey, I'm watching the episode right now. They're like, you know, I've only caught one live one, but I refuse to ever miss an episode. You know, they're watching the recording. And so, you know, with this, we're right now we're working on what's gonna happen with season 4. But in my life, you know, it's like this is a metaphor for life. Every day, monumental decisions are made, whether you realize it or not, in your life. And so I put myself daily right now in a situation where I'm able to speak upon those monumental moments in my life and to hear and share with others. You know, so I realized this. So I started asking myself, well, Terrance, what did you expect when analyzing my past? And then I started to apply that to the current, because I realized that I needed more to be able to get more out of my future. Because it's not just about what do I expect from my future. It's also about, do my actions meet my expectation? You know? It's like that song, in the top tier, he mentioned it on episode 4. You know, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Right?
Mm-hmm.
That whole phrase implies one thing. You weren't with me shooting in the gym. So why would you expect to be able to celebrate with me now at the podium? You see what I'm saying? I can't expect to be on that podium if I'm not willing to take those jump shots. You know, if the coach says, hey, I need 100 shots, most people go in and they'll take 90 shots. Make or miss, they don't care. They're just trying to get out. Me, my mindset is I'm going in to make 100 shots. Like, dang it, that touched the rim. That don't count. The first 20 were warm-up. Those don't count. All right, we're going to shoot till we miss. Right? We're going to shoot till we miss. All right, we missed. We can go now, Terrance, right? Nope. Nope. You can't leave on a missed shot. You can't practice ending on a missed shot. That last shot you take counts the most. make that shot, get out the gym. And now I wasn't a basketball player, I was a coach. That's me as a coach. Can you imagine what I told my players? That's me as a coach. Because Sir BGS said it. A living example. And so what I expect is to be able to slowly over time share with you guys the entirety of my vision and where I'm going. And to be able to have you guys follow me on this journey. Whoever wants to be there. But it's not you guys following me on my journey. It's if you are able to stay surrounded with me, or where I can be surrounded with you, that means I'm following your journey too. And I expect us to be able to work together and multiply our results and divide the requirements, divide the time, multiply the blessings, and multiply the people who are able to receive those blessings. Because for me, I expect education reform. Do you guys understand what I'm saying here? Education reform. Our educational system has been the way it has been for several hundreds of years. You understand the amount of people that get fired or quit over education? You have people who dedicate their entire life, even in school, to change their experience in school, and they die having not been able to do anything. Nothing changed. My expectation is education reform. Now to get there, woo, man, I've got a bunch of stuff I need to accomplish to launch that off the right way for that impact to be felt. The time frame in which I expect it to happen in is absolutely mind-blowing. Only top-tier individuals can receive the information coming out of my mouth when I share it to have an informed understanding of where it is we're going with this thing. Now, do my actions meet the expectation? Man, if you can't say, Terrance, yes, I challenge you to come spend a week with me and see if you can keep up. I'm telling you right now, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe Bryant rode in the one would have passed out fighting to keep up with my work ethic just from this past week alone. You see, I look myself in the mirror every day. Why? Because if I want people to respect me, I understand I need to respect myself. That's an expectation I have, is to get respect. I expect to be respected. Do my activities, my actions meet that expectation? I look myself in the mirror. Right? Something next level. I look myself in the mirror, look myself in the eye. And then I ask myself, what it is. What's really good. So now don't give me that surface level BS. What's really good? Bro, it's me. Open up, let's chat a little bit. And then when somebody says that to you, you feel good some type of way. Right? And so then I feel better. I'm like, you know what? I'll be real. Are you ready for this? And you know, and I get real. And I'm looking at myself. Like, man, I appreciate you. But then something happens. It's because the person I'm looking at, you know, that person in the mirror, I look at them as they're that person that is being everything I expect out of life. And then what happens is I become that person on the other side of that mirror, and I go from being the one that's talking to the one that's listening. And then I give the other person a pep talk. And then I help them to lay out a game plan, make sure I have that foundation. So they can be everything that they want to be and they can get to where I'm at. And then we go and we put in work. See, here's the thing when you're having self-talk in the mirror. Is it doesn't matter which viewpoint, which perspective you take, whether you're the you that's looking in the mirror or you're the you in the mirror looking back, because essentially it's a mirror. That means everything is the exact same on the other side of the screen. So when you visualize that person in the mirror as greatness, you can choose to be that person in the mirror. And you can build your reflection up to where it needs to be. You can choose your viewpoint, you can choose your perspective, and that's applicable to anything in life. That's why that's important. Is to practice choosing a different perspective. And remember, Les Brown said, self-talk. Some days the only good thing you're going to hear about you is what you have to say about yourself. And a lot of people get really upset that people don't have great things to say about them, that they don't get that respect that they expect. But why would I tell you more good things about you than you're willing to tell you about you? How am I going to treat you better than you're willing to treat yourself? And so when people are tearing you down, my one question for you is, if you're not even building you up, what did you expect? I'm throwing a Hail Mary. Somebody can get it.
All right, let's open this up for a minute, man. Let's really open this up. Turn this up a little bit. The main problem. Because we were talking about we basically handled fear. We talked about the expectations. Exactly how can people put a better expectation on themselves when they continue to live through other people's expectations? Because we were talking about this, yeah. And a lot of people, they don't put in that effort, like you were talking about. You will sit in the mirror, you will look in the mirror, you will talk to yourself, you will have that talk with yourself. But I started noticing that people won't even do that because they're basically having their expectations, or should I say they're bridging their expectations on what it is that they're starting to build their expectations on from other people. In other words, people are not going to do something because they're scared. Like we talked about fear. So they usually do certain things or they don't do certain things based on either fitting in or the expectations of other people, basically saying, look, somebody else did this, or it's not going to happen for this. It's not going to happen for me because it didn't happen for this person, or this person did it. But, like, okay, let's take the lotto. We talked about the lotto. We mentioned the lotto. And this is open so anybody can just jump in. If you feel like Chavis, if you feel what I'm saying, you can jump in at any time. So it's just like playing the lotto. You have a lot of people that will play the lotto once, twice, 3, 4, or 5 times, and then they'll just stop. And they'll be like, man, this is never gonna happen for me. You know what I'm saying? Like it only happens for these, elderly people. But you notice how long elderly people been playing the lotto? Like if you actually start noticing, you see that pattern. That elderly, like most of the people that win the lottery, let's be real, are elderly people. But you got to think about how much time they spend playing the lotto. They they have a track record for putting that work in. They have a track record for going to the store, putting that bread down, and saying, you know what, I didn't win last week. I didn't win yesterday. I didn't win last week. I didn't win last year. But I'm still coming through, and I'm still putting this stuff down because guess what? I see myself winning. So why is it that we see other people putting in that effort, and then because they win, or because they win, or because other people are putting in so much and nothing is happening for them, that they continue to latch on those expectations of what it is that they see and what it is that they don't see, because they'll see something happening for somebody else and they'll say that that's happening for them, but it's not going to happen for me. You see what I'm saying? So it's like they become fearful of what it is that they can't achieve because of what someone else is achieving. So it's like if I see somebody else win the lottery, then all of a sudden, because I was playing the lottery, I'm just going to stop because I see them winning. So if I see them winning, it's not going to happen for me because they won. You feel what it is that I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Can I add something to that?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Like you said, man, you see a lot of people talking about winning the lottery who don't ever play. And that's about, and like it goes back to what do you expect? How do you really expect to win if you don't play? How do you really expect to be successful when you don't expect yourself to put in the work? And it all breaks down to the difference between wishes and goals. The main difference between a wish and a goal is your activity. If you want something out of life, but you're not doing anything to move yourself closer to it, that's a wish. A goal is when you want something out of life and you are willing to change what you are doing in order to get there. Because you will never change anything in your life until you change something that you do every day. A lot of people want to be successful, but a lot of people, their habits, they want to be successful at something, but they don't want to be the first one up in the morning. They want to be successful at something, but they don't want to pick up a book and read. They don't want to put in that daily grind. They rather watch TV. They'd rather hang out. But in order to be successful, you're going to have successful habits. You're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to get active in your life in order to change that wish to a goal. That's all I want to add. Thank
you. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so let's play the devil's advocate. I'm gonna play the devil's advocate real quick. So I know life situations come into play all the time, and I'm basically gonna open this. This is a question for any person that wants to take this. Life situations are gonna come in, and I guarantee you, all three of us have basically experienced this. It's going to get to that point where we're going to see a situation, something's going to happen, it's going to throw us completely off track. It don't matter. You were talking about the successful habits. Yeah, man, that's real. Like, you have to have successful habits. But what happens when you're on the right track, something comes along, knocks you completely off your whole game plan. Your mind was so focused on development, personal development, then all of a sudden you have something that comes in and changes up your entire world. Like your situation right there changes up your entire world, or how it is that you are actually perceiving things. Because you have people that are on that track, they're on that road, they're headed down that way, and all of a sudden something happens and it completely throws everything out of whack. What do you think the people that are experiencing that are going through that, what do you think that they should do? What are some of the steps that they should take to be able to handle that?
All right, I'm gonna take this one because for me personally, I'm going through something like that right now. I'm on a mission to change the world, but just a few months ago, I found out I was having a baby. And, that's one of those things, like you said, it kind of just boom, it smacked me and kind of derailed my whole focus for a minute. And
Right.
for a while, it threw me off. It kind of knocked me down. But I live by a saying that I heard a while ago. We get knocked down, but you get up, because the ground is no place for a champion. And that's what we are. We are champions. So if we get knocked down, we got to get back up. And you have to find a way to use your circumstance as a reason to change, and not as an excuse to stay where you at.
Mm-hmm.
Because I could have easily said, okay, I have something else to focus on. Yes, this is a big priority in my life, and it could easily become something that could permanently derail me. But instead, I had to change my perspective of it and change it into a way that, I'm about to have a daughter. I want her to see her father as someone who's going to go after their dreams regardless of the circumstances, and use it as motivation to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Also, another story I'm going to share with you. A couple months ago, I was working at a summer camp during the summertime, and we had a car. Me and my wife, we had a car. I was driving back and forth. Car broke down. Okay, transmission went out. At first I was upset, like, dang, how I'm gonna get back and forth to work? 'Cause I work in I work in a different county that I'm living in, so I can't just ride the bus there. How I'm gonna get back and forth to work? I was mad. I was upset. What I'm gonna do? Once I changed my focus, I stopped using my situation as an excuse and started using it as a reason. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get a bike. I'm gonna ride my bike, and not only am I gonna get to work, I'm gonna save money on gas, and I'm gonna get in better shape. So it really depends on all kind of what perspective you have. Are you going to look at it as something that's going to stop you, or are you going to look at it as something that is going to make you stronger and help you and better equip you to get to your goal?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yo, Stevenson, what's up, man? Yo, let me ask you.
What's going on, man?
What is the deal? Let me ask you that question, because we basically got to open we opening this up for the world right now. Chevis just dropped mad bombs right there. So how do you feel how you perceive things, or your perspective deals with your expectations and what it is that you want to see? What do you think, like, how does your perception, how you perceive things, basically works together with your expectations in your life?
That's funny you should ask that.
we didn't hear you, bro.
What's going on, Terrance? What's up? What's up? How's everything? Terrance? Terrance always in and out, yo. Alright, man. Anyways, it's funny you should ask that. I had took me so long. I had like a 2-hour conversation with somebody actually I look up to. You know what I mean? Who actually, kind of basically brought me into this world, this whole industry, and before he came on board, and we were talking, because my perception was, this is something we were gonna start together. You know what I mean? My expectation was, this guy was gonna jump in with me, right out the gate. And he didn't, which kind of upset me, not only me, the people that, were also expecting him to, jump in with us. With that, when you have expectations, when you perceive something, you, like Chevis was saying, you always want to make sure, you know what I mean? It all comes down to the person. It all comes down to you. You don't want your expectations too high, out of reach. You want to make sure that you can reach these goals, So anyways, this dude that I was working with, and I just wanted to see what his mindset was at. I just really wanted to see what he was really going through. For the last 2 weeks, it was almost like I couldn't even reach this guy. Called him, text him, everything, doing everything in my power to find out, yo, what's going on, man? I thought we had a goal together. I thought our, the whole vision, the whole dream was to, start this project together. And you kind of left me dry. You kind of left me hanging. So, and the crazy part, what kind of, pissed me off is I've done a lot for this guy, Like, you know, just recently, I like pretty much, you know, sent him like $1,000 to handle business and everything like that. And, you know, and understand, when I do something for you, I don't expect nothing in return. If I hold you down on something, you know, I don't expect you to, you know, oh, you got to repay me back or anything like that. That's just the kind of person I am. So, you know, this guy, he runs his own business online, and, you know, a lot of people, you know, basically in the last couple of weeks were just getting at him because, you know, their perception of him totally changed. People coming out calling him a fraud, saying that he's fake, this, that, and the third. So, you know, he's battling people online, going at it. I'm like, yo, whoa, what the hell is going on? So finally, we had a conversation tonight, and I said, listen, man, I didn't call you to ask about the money. I didn't call you to ask about, you know, the business. I called because I'm checking on you, just you as a person, you as from man to man. You know what I mean? Don't procrastinate. Don't give me none of your BS stories or anything like that. I'm about to do it. Just tell me where you at. Tell me where your mind frame is at. You know what I'm saying? Tell me how you truly feel. You know, I'm not here to screenshot. I'm not here to, you know, put you on blast. I don't got the phone call, you know, recorded or anything like that. I'm not them. You know what I'm saying? Because when I came in the game, I was always 100% with you. You know what I'm saying? I've done a lot of favors for a lot of people. And like I said, my expectation is when I deal with people is they're going to let me down. You know why? Because that's what most people do. 95% of the people you come in contact with, they're going to let you down. So people's expectations are sometimes too high. They have too much faith in people. They think that, you know, everybody's Superman. Everybody's not Superman. You're going to be surprised. You're going to be let down a lot in this world. You know, a lot of people are going to, you know, hurt your feelings. A lot of people are going to turn their back on you. You have to understand that most people are going to do the opposite compared to what you think they're going to do. Most people will rather stab you in the back than be honest to your face. Most people would rather lie than tell the truth. Most people would rather steal than you know, be upfront and honest and say, you know what, I'm going to purchase this, or can I borrow this, or that's just most people's mindset. So you have to understand that, you know, when you do something, you do it because you know in your heart it's right. You know in your mind what you're doing is to help the next person. So, you know, this guy's supposed to be my business partner. I'm like, yo, listen, man, it's not about the money. Fuck the money. I'll send you another $1,000. I'll send you $2,000. Money is not a problem for me. My problem is my expectation, my perception was you were supposed to jump in on this project with me. We were supposed to do this together. You know, and so far you've left me down. You just like me and other people. So I'm coming to you as a man, brother to brother, you know. I just want to know where your mind frame is at. So when you understand where a person's mind frame is at, and you understand what they're going, what they believe in, and all stuff like that, that's when your true expectations, that's when it turns into reality. Once you understand what your environment is going through, your product of environment, what's happening in your surroundings, then your expectations become a little more realistic. But if you don't understand it, then that's when, you know, the hurt comes in, that's when the betrayal comes in, that's when, you know, you feel all these emotions and you're like, well, what's going on? Like I said, I believe most people, and it's not because I have a negative mind frame. No. I'll tell you, I'm one of the most positive, uplifting people you'll ever meet. But because I know people rather do the latter than rather take the stairs. I know most people, you know, they believe they rather, you know, take the elevator to success, but there's no elevator to success. You gotta take the stairs. Gotta walk, homie. It's that's the only way. You gotta put in some type of work. There's no push to start. Life has no push to start button on it. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna put you on autopilot, and you gotta actually do the work yourself.
Yeah.
So when your expectations are realistic, when your expectations are, something that is not just out of this world, and I'm not telling you guys to, dream small. No, dream big. Dream big. Dream as big as possible, because we didn't get where we are as people if we didn't dream big. But at the same time, we were realistic. You see what I'm saying? So after this long conversation, to make this long story short, he finally said, you know what, you were right. Let's leave the drama alone. Let's leave, all the negativity and all the BS and this, that, and the third. And I said, you know what, just for the fact that you're taking a leap of faith and you're actually going to embark on this, you know what, keep the money. Don't even send it back to me. That's just the type of person I am. Like I said, it's not about the money. I don't care about the money. Money comes and goes. People don't understand that, man. I need somebody who's going to be loyal. I need somebody who has integrity. I need somebody I can trust. Those are the things money can't buy. I need stuff money can't buy, man. Those are the stuff that you need in your life, man. And just like I told him, man, the richest person in this world is not the man with his first dollar. The man who still has his first friend. So if you still have your first friend, your guys' expectations are real, and you truly believe that, yeah, man, anything is possible. Like Sheva said, man, when you turn your mentality around and you think positive and you truly believe, then your perception, it does become reality. That's my opinion, man.
Yes, sir.
Guys, all right, Terrance, what's up, man? Is Terrance there?
Yeah, he's here.
He's here? Okay,
Man,
he's always
you
like,
got
I don't know if he's alive, what's he doing?
you guys, man. Oh my.
What's up, man?
Oh my.
Talk to me.
There's just so much value that was dropped. Just the amount of content. Did you expect? I love that. When you know what to expect people. Because you expect people to fail you. That's why I say
Yeah.
that. You expect the worst. Expect the worst.
Hope for the best, man. And hope for the best, man. And that's the, if you have that type of mind frame, I didn't mean to cut you off. When you think like that, nothing can bring you down. That's why you always see me. I'm always happy. I'm always positive. If you look at my content online, the stuff that I post, it's always uplifting. It's always positive, man. I put up something, like I wish people were like money, man. So I can put them up against the light. I can know which one are real. You know what I'm saying? It takes you have to go through the weed before you get that flower. You just have to. It's part of the process. You have to do it. You have to grow. But everybody's perception is when you walk outside, flowers are everywhere. No, my friend. Seeds got to be planted first. It's got to grow. You got to water it. It's got to get its sunshine. But people just have this perception that, flowers are everywhere. People have this perception that I can become rich overnight. People have these expectations that, everybody they meet is going to help them. Man. People have this perception that, life is easy. No, man. You guys got to flip that, man. If you look at the ladder, like I said, life is not easy. Life is hard. It can be wonderful. You can definitely enjoy life. It can be a beautiful experience. But your perception, your expectations got to be real. It's got to be real. Like I said, because of the fact that I understand that most people are probably going to fail you in life, then perfect. Once I was able to understand and comprehend that part, man, since then, everything's been easy, man. Everything's been easy, man. I don't stress nothing, man. I don't get into arguments, and don't get me wrong, I'm human too. I get mad, I get upset, just like everybody else. But don't ever let your emotions become your master.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ever let those things, take hold of you. Once you control your emotions, once you control your emotions, man, there's nothing that can, there's nothing that can take advantage of you. There's nothing that can bring you down. There's nothing that will never scar you and leave you mentally gone. So if you accept these things and you apply them to everyday life, man, oh man, sky's the limit. You can do anything. You can do anything. Because I've been there, done that. I've seen the horror stories. Shoot, you talking to a guy that I know all about pain. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, my condo is pain. You know what I'm saying? Fabric in my house and all stuff like that. I knows all about that, man. Shoot, skeletons are not in my closet, man. That's my whole condo. Shoot, I'll keep it real with you, man. It's my whole condo. You walk in, you think it's nice, this, that, and the third, but I went through a lot of stuff to get there, man. And the reason why, because my perception, my reality on life, from the moment I was a child, teenager, and everything I went through, it changed. And once I understood that, that's when I was able to take control of my life. That was when I was able to take control and understand what my true purpose in life is. So that's what I want you guys to do, man. Don't let your emotions become your master. Don't perceive to think that every person that comes in your life is going to do you good. Things do happen. Be prepared for all of that. Always be prepared for the worst, because when you're prepared for the worst, guess what, man? Nothing, and I promise you, nothing can touch you, man.
You know what's interesting about that? That's some vital information right there. And it's always good to me personally. I say flip it. I say when you begin to start working on yourself, when you begin to start expecting the best from yourself, then the rest will follow. So it's like, Chavez mentioned this earlier. He said you can't really expect yourself to achieve something when you're not going to apply something towards yourself. So here's something for every single person that's watching. You heard what my man said. You heard what he said. He said prepare for the worst. Be prepared for the worst. But I say always prepare to if you, whatever goals it is that you actually have, no matter who it is that you're coming in contact with, the number of people you come in contact with, like you said, don't expect every single person to be that, like you said, that flower. Usually you got to go through the weeds before you get to the flower, before you get to the rose. My man basically just laid that stuff out. But it's like the most successful people that you ever see are the people that are always overshooting their expectations. That's why I say if somebody's saying they want to, Terrance was mentioning something about being in the gym, wanted to be able to shoot 100 baskets before he left the gym. I say go for expect to shoot 1,000 baskets. Expect that you'll make 1,000 baskets. Say, I'm gonna make 1,000 baskets, but the expectation from what was said is 100. Shoot for 1,000. I guarantee you'll hit that 100, if not more. Just like talking to you're trying to get as many people like. Holton Buggs said that he wanted to make, I don't know, what was it, like $500,000 or something dollars his first month, but he mentioned 250,000, but he said he was shooting for 500,000, something like that, and he was short, I think, $50,000 that month. Dude overshot. He was grinding so much and he put in so much work, not just on bringing a whole bunch of people, but he knew for himself, I need to put in that work for what it is that I expect of myself. So the number of people I need to talk to, if I wrote down this number I want to put it 10 levels above what it is that I'm going to work for. So I'm going to talk to this many people, and out of this number of people that I talk to, I'm going to have this many people that are actually going to join my team. Or this number of people are the ones that's actually going to be about it. Then you divide that number of those people for the people that are really going to be about what it is that you're about. Then you divide it by that number for the people that are really going to be about what it is that you are truly 100% about. And then those people are basically going to be pulling the same numbers you are. That's why I say the minute you start overshooting your goals and you start overshooting your expectations is the minute you start actually achieving a level of greatness that you expect to be at, point blank, period. And that's in freaking life. That's life right there. That's life. What this man said was absolutely the truth. Be prepared for the worst. Be prepared for the worst. But you need to expect to work, basically expect the best from yourself. That way, everything else externally will match internally. And we were talking about how people, the expectation, like, what do you expect? Like, if you don't put in your best effort, you're not going to get the best results. So if you're not working on yourself to be better than you were and better than you will be, then don't expect for those things to happen if you're not putting in the effort. So, that's probably going to be, man, like, everybody was dropping dimes. Everybody was dropping nuggets. Absolutely crazy. Like, headshots all around, man. That's probably going to be my closing remark for the evening. I salute every single one of y'all, man. Stevenson came in with the uppercuts. Chevis, dude, you're Ryu right now. I don't have anything else to say about that, dude. You're like, you beat Akuma and Bison at the end of the game, straight up. Honda ain't got hands like you, bro. Dog. Social media hype man, that hat is killing me, bro. You don't even have to say nothing. That hat is speaking enough, bro. That, like, straight up. That I need one of those. The monkey is giving me the eyeball right now.
But yo, D, like you said, to go back and touch. Remember, if you before I even started my whole convo, remember what I stated is perception and reality on others. Like you said, yourself. That's all. At the end of the day, that's all you can do is you can control yourself. So, like you said, to go back to your analogy, if I'm gonna go work on my my basketball jump shot, and I said my goal is to do 1,000. Realistically, a number game, yeah, of course, I'm gonna make 100. Listen, I would tell people shoot for the moon, because if you miss, still land on the stars. You'll still land on the stars. You shoot for the moon and you miss, you still land on the stars. You know what I'm saying? If you shoot to be the captain of the yacht and it don't work out, guess what? You're still on the boat.
Right.
You're still on the boat. You still make it. So you can control you. What I'm telling you is, what I'm telling the public is, the problem most people fail is their perception and their expectations on others.
Oh yeah, of course.
That's the problem. And if you realize most people that you deal with, you come in contact with, they have too much expectation on others. They have too much perception. They believe that everybody is a star and every person's gonna help me out and all that stuff. No. You need to change that. You can only control you. You can only change you. Like I said, my perception, my reality was this guy was supposed to jump in with me, and it didn't happen. Not right out the gate, because my expectations was too high. My perception was that I had somebody, right hand was supposed to right out the gate jump in with me, and that didn't happen. So you can only control yourself, definitely. I 100%. I'm not even going to argue with that. That is so true. But to make sure that you guys stay on track and everything goes right, control yourself. You can't control others. There's no way, and you never will. That's why you can only control you. People are not, they're not on puppet strings. Can't make them do what you want. They gotta want it just as bad. You know what I'm saying? So once you change your mind frame on how that works, that's why I said always prepare for the worst, especially when dealing with people. Always. And when it comes to especially money and other things, you'd be surprised when you're dealing with people, their true colors come out, man. Be surprised what that person is capable of, what they're gonna do, and that's why I would say be careful who you network with, you associate with. Be careful who you let in your inner circle, man. Like the saying goes, protect me from the squares, handle my circle. I'll handle my circle. Just protect me from those the ones that
Mm.
that have bad intentions, that are not good. You know. So I definitely agree with you that, Terrance. Chevy,
Yeah,
I
you
caught a little bit of what you said. I agree with you. D, of course, definitely. Social
yeah, you
media
just
hype man,
dropped.
what's up, man?
You just dropped for sure. I'm gonna pass this over to Fearless. Let him drop. His
All right, first of all, I want to say, y'all, thanks for having me here today. I hope I get invited back to come and talk to you gentlemen again. It was a pleasure just to be able to talk to some guys with some progressive minds who's really out there, making it happen in this world. What I want to leave everybody with today is, your success will never outgrow your self-image. However it is you look at yourself, whatever you expect from yourself, whatever you feel you deserve is what you're going to have in life. So in order to grow your success, in order to grow your results, in order to change your circumstances, you got to change yourself. It is my expectation of myself, I'm going to lead the world. But I know that that's only becomes a realistic expectation of me when I'm really putting in that work every day. So it's just keep progressing, keep getting better every day. Because it's a movement, you can either come with us or you can get left behind because, I'm out of here.
heck yeah, dude. Heck yeah. Oh man, dude. It's definitely a pleasure, an honor, and an absolute privilege. Man, man. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ever want to know what the universe looked like in full entirety, just look at these gentlemen over here. We got pretty much all the stars covered tonight. Just several things, that I really have to share from the night. Big O Your Wolf Whisperer, aka Omar Adams. He says it a lot. Because when you go through things, all right, you can bitch and complain about them, or you can grow through things and you can teach and train them. Right? Which is that's the absolute truth. All right. Now, did he come up with that one? No, but that's definitely one of his go-to moves. And the M from DMT, Marky Mark, aka the top tier. This man on making sure you guys understand that you and the universe are made from the same material. You and the universe were made from the same fibers. That remember that self-talk when you look in the mirror, you can choose which perspective you have. You can choose which side of the mirror you're on. All right? When you understand that you can match a spectrum and never have an adverse emotion if you learn to change instantaneously what you want. What you want, if you're willing to put that work in, you can always have them. But when you're trying to make an informed decision, make sure you have that information. If it still feels uncomfortable, you probably don't have the information. Nothing great ever came from a comfort zone. You probably don't have the information if it still feels uncomfortable. Feel comfortable, and once you feel comfortable, you know if it's for you or for not. But if somebody tells you your neighbor's house is on fire, you completely understand fire. You completely understand the house. You completely understand the house on fire. If they tell you everybody's out the house, you're probably, and then they ask you, do you mind going in to get them a jacket from the closet? You probably are going to say nah. You're not saying no because it's uncomfortable. You're saying no, and you can say why you said no. No, you see, the house is on fire. Everybody's out the house. The jacket is replaceable. That's not the best decision for me. That is putting me in harm's way. You see? With comfortable the time you want to apply for a job? You know, and then this is something that I've always comprehended. I get the final say so on whether or not I work at a place. I go in for an interview. They like me. They offer me a job. That's always been my expectation. I'm like, man, I get an interview. I'm getting a job offer. Like, bro, you can go apply for jobs? Nah. I'm about to go schedule interviews and collect job offers. And then, I get the phone call. Yeah, so can you start Monday? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Thought you said you wanted the job. Said, look, I interviewed on Tuesday. It's Thursday. So you gave yourself 2 business days. I will get back to you in 2 business days, which will put us at Monday. So how about I call you on Monday and we can talk about what Wednesday looks like for both of us to be able to begin. And in the meantime, I'm going to keep rounding up more job offers. And usually they respond, well, what do we have to do to get you in here Monday? Because now I've added more value to myself. When you apply for a job, what you're doing is that's an application for more information so you can make an informed decision as to whether that's where you want to be in your life. So if you apply that mentality to everything in your life, you now start to gain a different perspective, understand work ethic and quality in your result-driven life. And why do I say your result-driven life? Because I am where I am today based on my thoughts, actions, and decisions of the past. My life today is the result of my thoughts, actions, and decisions of the past. I didn't say my desires. I didn't say my desires, my wants, my wills, my coulda, woulda, shouldas. I didn't say any of that. Based on my thoughts, my actions, and my decisions of the past. All that other stuff has no bearing on where I'm at right now. Why? But Terrance, I got punched in the face. I had to swing back. So you violated your probation, got fired from your job, got a felony. Now you can't get a job. You spent 18 months. You were 90 days away from living the lifestyle of your dreams. And you lost it all. And they punched me in the eye. I had to punch him back. Based on your thoughts, actions, and decisions of the past. He punched you. You needed to take an action. You decided it was okay. And the quality of your life suffered. Vice versa. He could punch you. The cops could get him. All right, and you they say people quit right before that breakthrough. But how many people take an action? They have a thought, they make a decision that takes them out of their path to prosperity right before they get there. You know why they call it a breakthrough, people? A breakthrough means you. If somebody says they broke through the door, what do you envision? They broke through the door. You're like, oh man, that's crazy. Look, they broke through the window. You know, a breakthrough. So if I say applying a physical object, you can picture and imagine one thing. But that's the same thing in your life. Right before your biggest breakthrough, physically imagine something being busted up, busted apart. Right? What does that mean? You broke through. What does that mean? So whatever that means to you determines what your breakthrough is going to look like, which determines what you have to break through. But it's just too hard. Like, you understand that if you're doing it right, this is the thing. You're building your dream life. You're doing it right. You're laying a brick by brick by brick. Next thing you know, everything is complete, but you built an extra wall so you can't even look at it. In order to see your dream life, in order to step through, you now must break through this wall that you built. So you can step into the structure that you have dedicated so many thoughts, actions, and decisions of your life to. If you've never heard the story 2 Feet from Gold, you better get on. Absolutely crazy. Literally, their dream, 2 feet away from it. They quit right before their biggest breakthrough, based on what it is that they wanted, what their breakthrough looked like to them, you know, what it meant to them to break through, determine what their breakthrough would look like. They picture the axe breaking through the ground, determine what they had to break through. You're not going to run out of ground if you're digging. I can guarantee you that. You're never going to run out of ground. They ran out of them willing to run the ground. You know? Their thoughts, actions, and decisions of their past got them to their biggest breakthrough. And their thoughts, actions, and decisions of that right then took them away from everything they spent so hard working for. And I don't want that to be in your future for you. You know, my expectation, I don't attach that expectation to anybody but Terrance. If everybody I know died, does that mean I need to commit suicide? No. Not at all. In that story, We Are Marshall, everybody died. But they still have a football team today. Literally, what is your excuse in life? If everybody I knew died, well, shit, Terrance still has to live. Terrance is still responsible for his thoughts, actions, and decisions of right now. And his thoughts, actions, and decisions of the future. We'll have a moment of silence and we gotta keep it moving. Why? Because I've got a purpose. And Les Brown says there's greatness within each and every single one of you. And I wholeheartedly believe that. I've got a purpose. And part of my purpose is to help other people to find theirs. So if I run out of people, I need to go find more people. You can never run out of purpose in life. And anytime you run out of something, It's not because you lack ever. It's because you gave up. Or maybe you didn't give out enough to be able to take in. Everybody has a purpose, and you need to find yours. Why? Rosa Parks, this is why I don't take excuses about what it is you feel you have to bring to the table. Rosa Parks created change by sitting still. And I just saw you walk across the living room looking for the remote to the TV. You just walked across the living room looking for the remote to the TV, and Rosa Parks stayed still and changed everything. You took more action finding the remote than Rosa Parks took to allow us to even be able to be on the hangout. This was this man. If this technology existed, Rosa Parks couldn't have got on. You understand that, right? People take more action looking for a remote to turn on the TV that they walk past looking for the remote than Rosa Parks took to create change. Each and every single person has a purpose. She needed to be on that bus at that day after having the type of week she was having, feeling the type of way she was feeling. She needed that. We needed that. We're not where we are today without her having that adversity in her life. That adversity you're going through, I need you to stay strong. It's why doing this is so important, because I need you to stay strong. Why? I need you to be in that adversity at the right time. They say right place, right time. Oh, something bad happens. Look, man, I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Maybe your perception of wrong place at the wrong time is the right place at the right time for mankind. You needed to be there. I do this because I don't do this for you. I'm selfish. I may not be much, but I'm about all I think about sometimes. I keep it real. I think about me more than I think about anybody else. I keep it real. I would say that almost everybody else does as well. Right? So if nobody watches this, I'm still going to get on to do it. You know, I had a motivational empowerment call one day, and there was 2 people on the line. And Sir BGS was like, bro, what are we going to do? I said, look, man, have you ever, been to a stadium, like a professional stadium? I said, yeah. Like, bro, how sweet would it be to speak in a stadium full of people? He said, man, that'd be tight. I said, shh. I'm about to cut the mic on, bro. We're in the stadium right now. Right? And the craziest thing happened. You have to build the school before the students will come. And that was on a Wednesday. That Saturday, man, we had almost 300 people grace the conference call. That was crazy. That was absolutely crazy. He's like, how many people are on the call? I'm like, bro, I wasn't even looking at the screen. I don't care. I don't care. I'm going to do it anyway because my expectation is attached to me. But whoever plugs in, I'm also doing it for them. Why? Because I need them to stay strong, because them being in that adversity, they might not have a reason to go on if people like us don't step into our purpose. They might not have that reason to go on. And I want to give them a reason to go on and clarity to understand where they are, to choose the right perspective, to get all the information. Thoughts, take informed actions, and make motivated decisions. And why are you so important to me that's where I am? Listen, I wouldn't be allowed to do any of this stuff if it wasn't for Rosa Parks being on that bus. The world needs you to fulfill your purpose so we can all have the quality of life that we deserve. We are all world changers, whether you realize it or not. If I ran out of money and I ran out of a place to live and I ran out of food and you had no idea who I was and I hadn't eaten in a couple days, do you understand the type of impact that I bring to you? And maybe $5 that you feed, or you give me $5 to feed me. That may be all it is to you, but do you understand that I would have no choice but to show gratitude for people in general and the wave of people I'm able to touch in a short amount of time? Do you not understand that ripple effect? But here's the thing. There's people who are able to touch and reach and captivate way more people. And a lot of those people, that moment in time, that really things happen for them, was a person they'll never be able to thank that did them a favor that they'll never remember. I just want you to know that your life matters to us, and when you're ready to get from where you are to the life you've always imagined, if you're willing to take some action, we're willing to meet you halfway. Why? Because we're here to help get you from where you are to exactly where you want to be. Because it's where you need to be. Because ultimately, it's where you deserve to be in your life. Take care.